First order of business is minutes. So could I have a motion to approve the attached minutes from the April 17, 2024 meeting? Yes. Walter? I will second. Any discussion that? I think that's it. Big secrets or not? No. All right, all in favor? Aye. Aye, motion passes. So move right on to item C to discuss the FHS written planning ceremony.
All right, so we had a discussion of this last time. And after our meeting, I kind of went back and thought about it, talked it over with the town manager. And she brought some points up that I think we might have missed. But first is the first day when we were planning to do it is going to be chaos. This is the first time people are coming to the campus, the first time students are in the building. It's just gonna be probably a place most people if you like don't have to be there. So we were kind of thinking we should do something maybe like right before the building opens, or just to signify the ribbon cutting and not add to the madness that's gonna be the first day of school. The second thing is we were going to try to keep it small, I think in an effort to not add to that craziness on the first day. But we don't want to miss the opportunity to thank every single person that's been involved, all of the Board of Ed, all of the town council, all of the state legislators. I mean, looking at this project in totality, it spans 4 town councils, 4 Board of Education. It's an effort of a lot more people, and we don't want to miss that opportunity. So we have proposed to maybe make it a little bit bigger. And in talking with Kathy the other day, we were thinking of doing the Monday, the night before school starts. That way, it's literally like signify the opening of the building. The next day students come, and it would be a ribbon cutting and an open house. So that's kind of the position we're trying to think, and I just wanted to open that up and see if anybody had any questions about that.
That's the 26th.
26.
You would have your own house since then.
I mean, I figure, and this is the discussion that we had too, that like, people are gonna be able to see it before the students come in, but the ribbon cutting should in essence be before school starts, right? Like we're opening the doors. And I don't want people to come for the ribbon cutting and not be able to go in the building. They're gonna want to see the building. I think it can be something like ribbon cutting outside, you come inside, light refreshments in the cafeteria, and you can go to the auditorium, the gymnasium, and then maybe like one classroom area. We don't need to go up on levels. If you see one classroom pod, you kind of get the feel for all the classrooms. So it can be it could be managed a little bit.
And then no Saturday or community open house, it's all in one.
Because that also was another point that we talked about too, is October is a long time for people to wait to like get in that building. And if we're doing the ribbon cutting and the excitement's there, it makes sense to continue that on. But happy to hear any feedback or suggestions. It's a tight timeline because I think we're going to be working up until the day. But I think it's important to really celebrate what this is, and it's the biggest project in the town's history. Thank you. Thank you for the reassurance. So, any ideas, thoughts? We have, we talked about last time too, doing a postcard to all residents about the closing of the campus, but also a save the date as well. So this is just a draft of a postcard that would go out. Okay. Yeah, the focus. So any thoughts, ideas?
So, sorry, I just literally walked in, so, open houses, ribbon cutting is what?
Yes, and you were thinking of the day before school, so the night before school starts.
Okay, so school on the 27th.
Yes.
And then a separate ceremony, I assume, for the school.
Well, the school, of course, is welcome, you know, on the first day of school,
Yeah.
whatever you guys have planned.
I mean, like this relieves a lot of my anxiety about the opening
Yeah.
of school and what's already gonna be going on. And I think that leaves like, something for us to do as a school community as well. So to be able to figure out those next steps, so I love it.
Good.
And so should we say ribbon cuttings from 5 to this, open houses from this to this? Because some people might not care about the ribbon cutting and they just wanna
And they
see
could
the
come
building and
later.
others only wanna go to the ribbon cutting. You
Yeah.
know, so maybe, you know, we could like separate it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think they will take for around 5:30.
Yeah, 5,
Yeah,
5:30
yeah,
and
5:30,
then
yeah.
5, right.
But I like to her point, you might wanna say like the event starts like, this is non-negotiable, it's getting cut at 5:30. If you're
Yeah.
not there, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah.
So,
I think we could certainly plan out a route that would, in the school, that would take people to see some
Yeah,
of the.
mostly the public areas, only because our teachers have set up their rooms. I don't, at the next day of school, they would be very upset if things were out of
the
place.
first- the
Yeah.
first-
And I wanna respect our,
You have to have your custodial staff and let's say it's a rainy day and, you know, they're trusting.
so the big things, the cafeteria, the auditorium, the
Yeah.
hallways, and then, I
yeah,
think it's a lot for us to take in.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
one or two classes, maybe one or two.
Yeah, like just one up, like on the main floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or open maybe for A and B, but keep all the doors closed.
Yeah. You
And then you have some classrooms on Main Street to like on the main.
Yeah.
Through one side, and then you can go,
Exactly.
like.
But like not into offices. We just
Right.
can't handle that the day before school.
You could class will allow them to see enough of what
Like
it
Russ's
looks
office.
like.
Take a picture at Russ's
A or
office.
B, maybe leave A or B open, one of the
If you
bottom
wanna
doors,
show
pull
them-
down doors.
The class, any ideas of like the wooden auto shops?
Well, maybe we do like, see it.
I would say B. Because B is sort of inboard, because then you have the gymnasium, so you circle into B, go into the gymnasium. You'll see the, like, okay, this is the alternative high school, they don't have to go in there, and then they just loop around, go into the gym, and then back into the cafeteria.
Then they could actually exit the if we come in the student entrance and then do that loop, they could go out the cafeteria entrance and that could be the loop, you could see it.
And I like, because you also have lunch,
Yes.
so they could go in, but you don't wanna have any refreshments in. So refreshments should just be strictly cafeteria.
Agreed.
So can I offer a suggestion? Maybe, why don't you have like some student council students and have a tour, like an organized tour, so you guys control the traffic and.
I mean, I think we should talk about ways to control the traffic, but, and well, like if there's gonna be individual tours. You know, I don't like that, if we do a ribbon cutting and then there's 2 hours for individual tour groups, so that, I mean, that might be hard, but if there's like a track that they walk with people.
I think you have like monitors,
Right,
like,
like,
don't go in here.
I've had 4 or 5 of these, and usually have monitors, sometimes it's if the teachers are available, they'll be standing from the classroom, since we're not gonna have them. Just have people around, they have a question here, and don't follow the tours, let just people walk, and if they go to areas, some areas, I'm sure it'll be marked on, keep it simple. You know,
Just have them.
it's not a tour, you know, you can say, they'll get an idea what each section is.
Yeah.
So it's a,
Yeah,
that's
if
the
there's like a
auditorium.
person in each area and people start to go and filter down into, it's like, no, this is where this is where the tour is,
Yeah.
you know, that type
And
of
then the
thing.
elevator stairway.
Yeah, keep
Put
it.
students in there.
I don't expect
Sorry,
it.
students on it.
you know, figure something.
Yeah, student,
I say have some teachers.
students, teacher staff.
Depending on
Yeah,
how
there's-
I think it's
But trying to do a tour, it's almost
Yeah.
impossible.
much teachers might be in there.
It's a good idea, but
So it's.
Oh, for sure.
Are they gonna do a tour, are they gonna do a tour of the,
That's why it have to just be the public areas because
Yeah.
I wanna just respect teachers who are staying late, getting things set up. That we're not, you know, like it's a stressful time the first day of school.
And in a new building and you have to uncheck everything.
is there gonna be a store for the staff, I mean, the teachers and the students? Are they gonna get a map showing everything that's already?
Yeah, but I would assume we're gonna do like little videos and we got really good at that during.
For open, because you're gonna have another opportunity for opening this year, yearly open house, so this is strictly public areas, you're non, you're.
Because open house, they'll go there.
That don't have kids.
It's 3 weeks after that,
Oh.
so there's a much more intimate.
Well, go and get hot, so that was just for
Parents, but that's.
Or you can have do a video of the whole building.
I think you can walk through the pod and you just go in the hallway and you'll see all the classrooms, different.
Yeah.
classrooms.
Yeah, no, we were thinking about doing something like that. Got scared of cribs.
So I think that was kind of. I think that's the idea to kind of work towards that as the big, make it kind of like a copy box ceremony.
Yeah,
where
well, we
have
have talked about that, and that is something I would like to do,
Well,
as we
get the
get
right
closer, as it gets closer to be.
Thank you for everything, it's a big deal, cut the ribbon and go inside.
Okay, and then are you confident that, since we're gonna talk about Saturday, sign for tours for several hours, based on the schedule, and that's the amount of interested people here. How many,
Right.
in this time frame?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a good time because if people are likely back from vacations around this, the school starts the next day. We would be giving, but we will be giving pretty good notice with a save the date going out soon. And then I feel like if we are getting feedback where people want more tours, we can offer.
Yeah, we could set up.
I think we should be prepared for that.
Yeah.
I do think, like,
I can't have seen.
And a lot of people are stressed out with their kids tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot to do.
Let's do a video. There's a walking, this looks like, here's the way it is. And people are so used to going online, doing stuff, they don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
Who's coming, who's gonna take care of these people. It's a perfect way to work around who's having people. So you promote it in a newsletter, go to the website and it'll be up, when the building looks, next a few weeks, or if it's all set up, if it's empty,
Right.
just use the video.
So yeah, are we gonna keep our October, was it the first?
We said, so that's something we should discuss, should we also do the October one for people that maybe didn't get to do here, there's another opportunity?
Or should we hold the
Group
date
thing.
at least? I feel like.
I think we should have a second option, just because I think also we're looking at, I work from home on Mondays, I think a lot of people do, so this might work, okay, since it is a Monday. But it's like, we might get, people are like, I can only come 7 to 8 as kids, that's all I got, because I'm out of work and everything else. I just think if we give, if school's okay with it, us doing another date, I think we should do it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of families with younger kids, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I can't see it and.
No, I think that's a good idea. We have this because I think it is important to signify the opening of the building. And we don't wanna add to the madness on the first day of school, and really do this justice. Have it a separate ceremony in the open house, and then the marketing could be, did you miss us miss the open house ribbon cutting in August? Here's an opportunity to get tours in October.
And that'll be perfect, because open house would have already occurred for the high school parents.
Yeah.
So like that will be, you're having layers and you're leaving big masses at one time.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
And what about any 8th graders, do they come before?
Yeah, the right on the schedule on the 23rd,
That's just the kids, right?
yes,
Are they in the needle? Or-
it'll be in the new building
Oh.
on August 23rd, freshman orientation.
I would probably say that we want to give some indication of where to park,
Yeah.
because it is gonna be, we're in the middle of demolition and everything during
Yeah.
that time, so, try to direct people to the lower parking lot if possible.
I mean, if there's not many
For
meetings
health, I
down the
think.
hall.
Yeah, there's not.
Yeah.
I just wonder, I don't know how much we'll have.
Do you think we might need an RSVP then? So you get an idea? Just for putting it out there.
I mean, for the topping off ceremony, we did the same type of thing and kept it open, and we probably had 100, roughly. I mean, I think definitely for like, past councils and board of education, get those types of art, like who from our legislative delegation, we should invite the governor, like those types of things, who's gonna be here, but I would leave it kind of open.
That was outside, so I don't know, if we're going inside, is that something you like? That's different, I see between the two events.
Yeah.
Is there like a size capacity or like whatever that you like?
The cafeteria is set for over a third of the school, so there's 400. People. So.
Yeah, we don't know how many you want with the same time, so that is
I mean, I could do, and you can do a registration just to get it, and maybe, not.
Well, if we could do that, I like it only because if it is too much, we would have to say, we no longer are taking any more for this date, and the other date is available. I don't know how many people will come.
Right, yeah.
We just, good idea.
Maybe throw a QR code or something on there too.
And maybe open the invite first to like the board members and just make sure that they're,
Yeah, and all those.
get all those people in and then open up to the public and then that would help you guys with food and refreshments too.
Yeah,
to
for
do
sure.
with that.
Sure.
And there's probably, if the governor and others, like just depending on where they park compared,
Yeah, logistics of
yeah,
that,
all of that.
yeah,
You could do reserve parking up here, could you?
Yeah, I mean,
in that one.
We use the
Yeah.
back.
in the back,
back,
yeah.
Towards and up to the.
You'll have, you'll have all this tropical soup to the right, parking over there. You should call that off and prevent people, anybody else from parking in there if you want to have.
We'll have police and help with traffic.
Yeah, depends where you're probably gonna cut the ribbon under the main entrance.
That's what I was
Right?
picturing.
So maybe just have anybody, you'll have 40 parking spots over here to
The people that are gonna be up, yeah.
Block off the bus.
Yeah, to block off the bus, so that'll just, you can call that off. Have them come in.
I like that idea.
We'll talk about the ribbon cutting itself soon.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, Pat and I talked before about how that should be done, because everyone wants to beat the ribbon cutting. And I suggested you have the 4 class presidents, and they should actually cut the ribbon. Have all the muckety mucks on the side so they can hold the ribbon. The principals behind the kids. So you got the symbol of 3 things, the kids entering, representing the staff, and all the elected or appointed officials. So you can have this really long ribbon, but I suggested it's about the kids going to the school and have the kids cut it. And I don't know how you feel about it versus, the first selectman, or I mean, you have your town chair and everything. I know how much you like to do it, Nick. But I thought it's similar.
Been practicing the
Yeah, ribbon
pictures.
We are ordering things to.
Yeah, ribbon cuts are symbolic. So you want all the major people visually take a nice photo,
Yeah.
get a press release out, just say, here's everybody. Just keep it a little simple.
Yeah.
And then, because it's all about the kids. Even though I'm sure most of the people involved with it don't have that kind of big ego, like I want them to film the picture, but, I think we kind of make that way, it covers everybody.
And then,
And the proclamations too, we talked about 3 proclamations from the governor's office, from the legislature, and from this town itself. And usually kind of like themselves, and, if the governor comes, the only one I agreed, let the governor, the other ones just, that's their airport, that, but you can talk to the person who put inside their offices. And I suggest at least, honors the day, the opening. And we have big photos and you can make a celebration. And if you want to do it, the other thing is, if you're concerned about what people want to do, and it's not too tedious, you have a desk and you have a big guest book, let people what they're, oh, this is great, congratulations. It's a way putting your stamp on it. I was here, this is wonderful. I mean, even put it in your town council, at least have it in your office. So, I mean, these are the simple things. So if you're gonna engage the public, give them something. They can, say, hey, this is great, love it. Glad my kids are coming here, they can see this. They can buy these GPS books and just have someone at the table, making sure they, go out. So I don't know how you feel about all that. I always look at these events as engagement. It's an engagement symbolic event. It's not a practical, the building's open, come on in, use the restroom, see your auditorium, and go home. Treat it, I always feels like symbols. That this is a big occasion. The bricks and mortar are here. Now we got this new place, new education place. And that's what we want to celebrate. Of course, all the people get engaged and want to do that. But we can do that through newsletters, websites, and acknowledgement. And I think, I suggest just keep it simple so it doesn't get too complicated for you guys. You got one of the big celebrities. Each kid holds one part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big Bible.
Yeah, I think those are good ideas.
Well, you do have a.
Yeah, we do. And then a program developed for, different speakers like Meg, like we did for the topping off ceremony. We were thinking because it spans a few town council chairs, if all of them go up and maybe the current chair speaks or something like that, then it symbolizes the group effort, and the same with the Board of Education.
Yeah, if you have what from 5 to 5:30, so cutting's the last thing you do. So you have your speakers.
Yeah.
And just make sure they're brief.
Okay, we'll get the hook.
Yeah. I know.
You give them 100 words and that's all they do.
We did pretty good at
No, you guys.
topping off this.
Yeah, the topping ones.
I shared the last, I don't know
Yeah,
if you guys got it.
yes.
I actually ran into her at CVS.
Yeah.
We were talking, so that's why the
Yeah.
next day I went in and made a copy of the topping,
Perfect, yeah.
that ceremony, like I changed the fonts, but I shared that with you guys. I figured it's a good,
It's a good start.
yeah, template, and it has the list of all our past speakers, so we can reference that. And then,
Yeah.
what do you think? We can share that with
Is there a
them.
video from the high school, the video of the cutting? Yeah, but
Yes,
I
yeah,
think they would work on someone else.
no, I think they would do it, I mean, just gotta get the
Okay, so
timing would be the only thing, but.
Although I don't think it hurts to get a professional assistant. Because
yeah.
students are great, but if they have access, if the students have access to professional for Andy or someone else there, you won't miss it. You don't want to miss this.
well, it was a setting camera, but actually, it's a set camera from 5 to 5:30. I think anything after that, you can kind of loosey
It's
goosey.
gonna be candid stuff.
Yeah, the candid stuff going around.
Or can we invite any of the, and I think this was on the document, like, are you guys looking to invite any of the news stations or publicity or? Cause they'll get footage.
Oh, yeah.
We should invite news outlets.
Oh, yeah,
That's
definitely.
what they're in.
I think they run this as
Oh, yeah.
once we did a press release, and
Yeah,
then that's
they-
gonna bring them all.
They would run.
WFSB so that you can get a new front entrance. Symposiums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just put the pigs.
That's right.
I
I made it. I'll add you.
Okay.
So that's why.
So any other thoughts about this? I know we're gonna dig into the logistics and work that out, but I think if we can if this is the path, we can start to spread the word because, some dignitaries will need to get them this date on the calendar and in front of them, so.
For the closing, we're talking with, I just put Officer Murphy, posting, I know somebody there for their 2 dates when we close the campus.
Yeah,
Just so that there's not confusion. And then, that'll be a Thursday, Friday, and then Monday. Put some fencing at strategic locations.
yeah.
Great.
And that's the second half of this, which is just a message saying no access.
Because it should, because this is gonna.
And the scope of the.
This is gonna-
Campus and those types of-
Yeah. This was Sunday.
It should be a little.
But this is
Yeah.
what
I was thinking, well, you got space on the next line too right now, you know, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking. it's-
People really.
I know that name, yeah.
And the end of May.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't even?
Yeah.
I lived in town for many
That's
years.
me, like.
You used to even know what it was.
No, I know, right, down there, it's just-
Yeah, it's beautiful.
No, I'm not.
And then we'll send more information.
Next week, it's part of the, it's part of the. So it's-
But that'll be in like.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I do
So,
that.
the one we
That
say-
blue stuff.
Yeah.
Visualize.
Those-
Is this enough information to send out?
Yeah, I don't know what that, and you're right.
I'm just kind of, if we're gonna pay to have a postcard out, I'd like to, we'll make it worthwhile and do it. I was saying maybe we do a newsletter about
Do the
the
whole
ribbon
thing,
cutting later in the summer
yes.
as a follow-up. And then maybe, I don't know if we keep the save the date on here for the ribbon cutting.
Important upcoming days or something.
Yeah.
And then more information.
And
In the back, we're,
The
we were,
biggest- oh, sorry.
no,
Okay.
in the back, we were just saying, no one really
Knows
knows
that,
this list. So it would be the FHS campus and adjacent fields would be closed.
Yes.
Hmm.
I think a newsletter should be done after school.
Mhm.
They get the photos and look at this.
I
It
love
really should be a
that.
follow up to the one we did this one.
Yeah,
It should be kind of a souvenir thing. And I'm thinking of someone making the case as an update to this one. As a souvenir piece for the school, so.
oh, that's nice, yeah.
And then, so there won't be any newsletter prior to this.
Okay, so should we
Yeah.
keep this on?
Yeah, I
Okay.
keep it on and just get on the website and, because I'm thinking some has to go out prior,
Well,
wait for 2
we have a town newsletter that will go out in July where I can dedicate a big section to more about the ribbon here. And then that way we don't have to have a whole nother.
Kathy, this is what,
So that would be-
this goes out over.
And then give them.
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
It's just information.
Yeah, we could,
That'd be-
right, it
how-
usually is like
Yeah.
mid-July to late
Well,
July.
This can go to.
Versus newsletter, even in my.
Yeah, and we're gonna, we don't have, we'll have.
If I don't go there, I'll go there.
Here, that's it, right?
Okay.
And then it's like, I mean, I never know what's in it, but we were just saying newsletters a lot of times, if we want to do something timely, this is much better, because newsletters a lot of times you'll be like, you don't throw it out, but you put it over here, or you're like, oh, when I'm, you know, whatever.
Maybe
Like,
it's putting a
Postcard.
school newsletter,
exactly,
the end of the year school letter, newsletter goes every house, so this can also go in, let's say get mid-July.
Okay.
From every household will get a
Right.
newsletter with this information.
okay.
Okay, so just to recap. We'll send this postcard out probably end of this month so that people know no access on the site and also get a save the date.
Yeah.
For the ribbon. And then in both the school and the town newsletters, we will put more information about the actual ribbon cutting. Maybe that's where we have the sign up, maybe that's where, you know, we have more of the logistics, because we'll have that worked out. And then you're saying after we will have a newsletter, like our normal fall newsletter.
And then we're doing that October date.
Then that October date.
This probably be the last building newsletter.
You're not holding in there, but.
Building committee newsletter. They can go straight now.
Is that something good name to everyone?
I think so. That works, and you're okay with the updates for this, right? The split out of.
Split out, 5 to 5:30 ribbon cutting ceremony, 6 to 8 open days.
We don't put anything about the October opening.
I wouldn't, yeah,
That's how we're gonna admit public on that.
we said we would put it in this one. And there's also a fall newsletter that goes out from the town, like, there's a lot of opportunities to get into.
And then something, if you have a lot going on October 5th on the campus because of sports and other things, it at
We're
least is a
flexible.
little
Yeah.
flexible. Move forward if we do.
There, yeah, I'm just, as I'm just reading this. I know we don't know when they will regain, it's a long time.
It's probably gonna be like when school starts, right?
It just makes it sound like
the high school.
You're never gonna have a statement, effectively, there will be no public access.
For the summer,
For the something just to qualify it, so it's not like,
forever.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
It
it's
was
gonna be
the
before
was.
school, just an exact date, because there's paving activities and.
They don't have the date now, actually.
Well, I think it's kind of fun, I mean,
yeah,
it'll
and
be
I
fun
get
for
that,
August.
I just don't want it to go out there.
That's the stuff.
Yeah, other stuff, there's plenty of stuff like that.
Maybe before freshman orientation. Teachers.
19th was that would be, right? What, that's what we said before, June 14th to August 19th.
Should I say until mid-August, and then that kind of still get me a little bit more.
They like no public access to Farmington High School from June twelfth to August, whatever.
To mid up until.
Until-
Yeah.
Mid-August or?
School open.
Until I was.
Until the
Until-
school.
I think
Until the first day of school.
So start school.
Yeah.
Start of school. You have to start.
Not everyone will know, not just, so it's all not.
That's fine.
I know, but if you put a date down, do you think that's more concrete than the start? Because I think it's ambiguous if you just say the start of school.
So August 27th. Like we're having this. It's on the side,
And whenever we do publications, we always.
or you say for the summer.
I can like that, but maybe it's not specific.
Maybe it doesn't matter, I don't know, it's just like, that was my, that maybe we don't
Just
say
say-
anything.
It's probably effective June 12th, throughout the summer.
Yeah.
No.
If they try to go, there's a fence up, then they're not gonna.
Yeah.
And then
Be
people close.
a little more light and softer at the end. We appreciate your understanding and flexibility during the final months of the new high school construction. It's still kind of,
End is in sight, we're
we're almost there.
Put it in the gas station.
personally invite the neighbors.
By that
Door to
point,
door.
by that point, everybody's gonna be on board.
Yeah, exactly, it's all done.
Don't be putting yourself down.
Yeah, it's amazing how long those
Yes.
concerns go when they start. Stop.
You're now open there.
Yeah,
All right,
Bill.
so I think that's it for that agenda, unless we have any other items.
It's not on here, I just, so where were we on our own time capsule? Like, well, I know you guys can, the school board member, I can't remember what we decided. We were doing an opportunity.
I think Russ, that's
Yeah, I don't know what, like, outside of, in terms of like our seniors,
Yeah.
I've been meeting regularly with our seniors. We have right now scheduled for May 30th, a senior like in-school field trip to the gym where we were gonna like kind of show what is going in there. Remember that for them, they're really like, they want to do a second small one that is just that they would do separately for their 10-year reunion and like the spirit of doing a time capsule. So it's a little bit more personal to them, but they're gonna have a yearbook signed, also have some time to sign yearbooks during that advisory period during that, and then so like we're doing a school thing, but I don't know beyond that. I'm open to suggestions about what other, like how public or how big or whatever. Right now, it's just a smaller senior class school thing event that we have planned.
I think so too, I don't know.
The interest, like a
We're gonna do
spring
this,
interest,
but we maybe.
time capsule
The
place.
community,
How
I
much,
don't think you were.
Yeah, it
1920.
yeah, if there's interest in like a community wide one, we can also incorporate that into like the new town hall.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way it keeps us on.
Yeah, which I think that's right.
Interviews about because she's the one that's really goes down.
The only other thing under other business, oh, I'm sorry.
We actually successfully,
I was gonna ask how involved the current senior classes in this upcoming thing, where they just, are they gonna be invited back, or they just onto their college days? How involved is this current senior class in terms of this new school? Are they doing anything currently, any activity or anything about the new school?
See what's up there.
They're just gonna go on,
First last year.
graduate.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of like
Well, it's gonna be a season.
they are kind of the transition class that is not as involved in it. We're really, the focus with them is more on the last class graduating from the old building rather than the new building, because they will not really be in it as students.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sure, that's just.
you know, that's been, we're really trying to celebrate them in that way and try to keep them involved and engaged in the process through that.
Yes. The last hurrah.
Yeah,
They won't be able to come in anyways, because they're all gonna be in college.
right.
So you're gonna be opening up to them, and they're gonna be like, sorry.
Brothers and sisters that are younger.
I'm sure they're gonna want to see
Music
it.
program. See the new one.
Yeah.
Part of alumni would like to see them.
They still come, yeah. In
Was it?
November.
No, we have not been doing
Oh,
that
okay.
since,
Okay.
the last 4 years, yeah, since COVID, so. It's just been a trick listening to.
Yes.
The only other item that I had is, it actually came through in some communication through our website. It looks like there's some interest in people, taking a brick of the old building. And I wanted to see if that was something that we had a general interest in doing. I would say, there's more than one person asked me, like a couple of people asked me about this. I think, yes, I think the question is I think it's something that needs to be highly like monitored. I would say if we are to do it, it would be like, you have to sign up by this date for it and you pick it up on this date, and that's
There's a pile
what
of
we're
bricks
up
and they
for. I mean, I think we need to look into it more, but there's definitely an interest in
Yeah.
people taking bricks.
We were saying it has to
We
be
make it a
organized.
fundraiser.
I think it needs to be,
Yeah,
I
it needs to be a fundraiser.
think it needs to be organized instead of, I mean, it's gonna be I don't wanna add to that, I don't wanna add to the contractor that's taking, you know, demoing
Right,
it, is it?
We could palletize one pallet.
But that's the thing, I'm like, you sign up by this day, and then you pick up your brick on this day, and that's the extent of.
Can we do a fundraiser? I feel like you can.
I feel like you can, but I also feel like we're doing a fundraiser for the bricks of the 1928, is that a competing, like, is that asking for?
Can you just leave like a, jar out when they take their, like a voluntary?
Why don't we give it to like maybe one of the classes to do as a fundraiser and they can organize it?
I was gonna say, if we did do something like that, you would just want to be really specific about where the money was.
The money's going.
Right, right.
People just,
Right.
their taxes are like, people did a lot for that.
But could
building,
a
so
student-
let's just say like, hey,
So could a student council do it as a fundraiser for their graduating class?
Yeah, we are doing like a brick fundraiser for the 1928 building, so I don't wanna be like, okay, buy a brick, buy a brick, get a brick for free.
That's, you
I have a brick coming.
You know, I think we should do is have them drive by, and you have cash and they.
Oh, they're gonna hand them out.
So that you're coming through, you know, driving, here's your brick, here's your.
Just make sure it's a happy person.
I hope.
Get it myself, I mean, that's worth it.
Here's your brick.
But I think, I just wanted to throw it out there because it did come through the website, and there's been a few questions about, some towns have done this. Is that something we wanted to take on?
I mean, and this is, I think of everything that might not work.
Yeah.
And the only thing I would say is we know that certain eras of buildings have certain things that make their way outside of into the brick.
Yes.
So I just would want to be careful about that,
It would be clean, it would be a clean brick.
making sure that it's that. You know, I just don't, because being in schools, I've had experience that can happen. It seeps into the brick, so you just have to be very
There's
careful.
manifest things.
Yeah.
Well documented, how charged where
Yeah.
cradle would grave.
So just we can talk about this a little bit more, but I would, if it is an effort we wanna do, I would try to have it as organized as possible and not make it so much of a heavy lift when we have the ribbon cutting and we still have central office to do and we still have, like, there's still a lot going on with the project. I would wanna manage it in a way that's.
And just making sure it's a timeline that we will not keep these bricks
Exactly.
forever, because we have to move things out, off campus, so
Right.
there's a timeline and it's,
And the
specific.
campus is gonna be closed during the summer, so it's.
Yeah.
Not like you're gonna.
And where are we
have
gonna
general public drive.
pick them up? Are we gonna have them at town hall? Like, how are we gonna logistically do that? I wanna make it as easy, I'm not opposed to doing it, but I wanna make it as easy as possible for everybody.
When can these bricks be available?
it would have to be later in the summer. I can't give you an exact.
Obviously, access to thousands of them, no doubt. How many?
It's not gonna be thousands of them.
I think
It'll be,
half, like
half of.
First come, first served. I just sign up ahead of time.
See, that's what I would do, just because that's what would have available.
Right.
Sorry. And you didn't get
If
one
you didn't
after
sign
that.
up in time
Yeah.
and you don't pick up.
So that
the
means
first
not-
day,
Really should be structured, it's not come by and pick
No,
up.
no.
Yeah, I really think you'd have potential to fundraise money with these and sell them.
Yeah.
Even if it's $20 each and give it to the graduating, like give it to the students for a student activity or something. I would definitely, I want a brick, but I would definitely pay for it.
Yeah.
It's a different crowd than the 1928, fill out your form and we'll do. A raised brick, and gonna be those alums that really want kids in early school.
Yeah, minimum contribution of $10.
Right, a contribution
It's a
or
contribution.
donation.
Do we need money for landscaping or something for the new campus?
I mean, could you put that in their student activity funds and then they can have a little bit of free reign to use that if someone wants to go to a field trip here, pull from this.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a ton of money. But
Yeah, I mean, you would have to talk to the student council to see who wants, to come in during the summer
If it's fine for them,
to
why
do
not?
that.
Oh, if they were to conduct the fundraising.
If that's how
Or they
it
could
would
just-
go.
We'll bring it out.
Just saving money for you guys.
Exactly.
I don't wanna.
Say something's free, people are gonna be lining out the door for it, they're gonna be fighting for it. You put a little bit of money, you kind of limit that free folks,
Yeah.
right? It's controlled a little bit and then you're making people, not making, but you're offering opportunities for people to check the school.
kind of like, common purpose for doing it.
Yeah.
It's just here's a brick, so
Yeah.
I'm like, pick it up and sign it. There's really nothing to buy, if you don't want a brick, for some old reason, great,
Yeah.
$10, please.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's think about logistics.
Yeah.
See if we're gonna,
Get it.
Yeah.
I think there would be interest in it. I think people would really like it. I just wanna make sure we're not doing it in a way that's like.
Adding to everyone.
Yeah, and I will say, like, I try to tell, this is going to be a really extreme summer for us and for the town.
Yeah.
So we also just always have to keep that in mind, because our main priority is getting all the furniture in there, getting the classroom set, like, that is the number one thing.
Yeah.
And so just keeping that in mind, I love, the ideas are great. And maybe we could get students to lead it, but I would not promise Kat or any of the rest of, because it's gonna, between vacation schedules, getting everything done, we are expecting a really challenging summer
And there
for
still will
us.
be brick available in the fall, because those still, again, we couldn't.
So maybe.
only
Wait
offer-
Yeah,
but
make
it's when you
that-
have the
I like that.
November.
Can
We
we,
can do
I
the
like,
register.
November.
Yeah,
cause
I
like
like
I'm a
that.
committee member, I'm not involved in moving to schools, I can volunteer, I'm not working this summer.
Yeah.
Like as a committee member, I could volunteer my time and help
Yeah.
organize and
Yeah, I
do
know.
that, take that out here. Like I'll collect money for you guys, I don't care,
Yeah.
but I mean, I will volunteer time.
Yeah, no, that's helpful because I don't wanna make this
Right,
a
so-
big thing. I think it's a great thing, but it's,
Yeah.
we gotta get this building open.
Keep it a little removed from the people that are there.
This
Yeah.
put off the wires.
So, I mean, I'm willing to step up and help out with
Yeah.
the government if you guys want, and then even if you need me to help set up some sort of fundraising or collecting and then give it to the student activity funds, I can do that. I actually know some seniors, I can recruit some to help me out.
The student council would just.
Yeah.
If we do it
And I
in the
can even
fall,
work with them if that's okay as a volunteer.
Be rising seniors, right?
I don't think it's a bad idea to wait until the fall
Oh, no.
to do it because we'll have the bricks, we just need to find a place to keep them.
You know, we could
In that case, in that October date. maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
take it off of that. And that's it.
And then time to give to the kids.
Yeah, confidence or-
Stone or.
Is that in the fall? Is something in the fall?
It's, it's gonna be pretty late this
Well,
summer,
yeah.
fall though, yeah, like, last weekend in October, I think, or first weekend in November.
No bricks,
So-
but, I like the fifth.
Not adding something.
Can you imagine?
Don't apologize as much.
Having to be responsible to the athletics.
Oh, I thought there were other events.
Just don't storm in the gym, all right? I'll say Matt will not do well. This is all.
Yes.
Yeah, storm in Matt's office.
Okay, I think that's a good start to the discussion, and then we'll keep going, probably, because we have a lot of people coming up there for the tour.
Yeah, to organize.
Yeah.
Any other business besides that, communications? All good, we don't owe you anything right now, are you? No.
That's part of formal newsletters, production costs, that's all.
Okay.
You know, that's what, for a couple of years.
Find another project.
It's probably,
Yeah. All right, so why don't I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes, we will adjourn at 12:48.